Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure. I'm really thrilled to be here today with all of you. This kind of forum really allows us to talk about the challenges of the industries and to talk about the opportunities that we have for the future. So it is a great pleasure to be here, and certainly appreciate Jean-Luc and the Neemba team for hosting us today. One of the things before we get started is that, Caterpillar is just approaching its 100th year in operation, and really excited to be a part of the transition that's taking place with mining. It's really a groundbreaking time to be a part of the industry, and it's really exciting as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about Caterpillar and our approach to the energy transition and some of the work that we're doing with various mining companies. So I want to start, I know most of you, all of you are familiar with Caterpillar and the work that we do around the world. We are organized into three primary segments. We work with construction customers. That's part of our construction industry segment. Resource industries, which is the segment that I lead, which is primarily the equipment that works in mining, heavy construction, and then also the technology that supports that. And then energy and transportation, which is primarily all of our traditionally diesel engine groups that support not only our machines, but also a lot of the electric power, the oil and gas industries around the world, as well as other industries like marine and also rail. So those are the three primary segments that we work in. And if you think about the energy transition, you wouldn't think that we would start in mining. Some of the largest machines that we produce as a company, some of the technology that's been around for quite some time, and some of the emerging technology, you would think that we'd start in the smallest part of our portfolio, which is construction. But U.S. customers and many of the mining customers around the world have really asked for us to do things differently and to start in mining. And why are we starting in mining? And you think about, I don't have to tell you that the world needs more minerals to be able to grow. And if you think about the pull for mined minerals, certainly you see that the need for commodities in the space, especially around the energy transition, are increasing dramatically. And this graph really shows the increase in key commodities like copper, lithium, and others, nickel, everything that's used in battery technology, everything that's used around the world, that it's going to be needed much more now than ever before. And if you think about Africa holding 30% of the world's mineral reserves, we know that we're going to need to tap into the minerals that are in this continent. And so all of you that are in this room are a part of that. And wanting to do it in a sustainable way becomes super important. And so as we really look to the future, we are really trying to focus on what your needs are and ensuring that Caterpillar as a company is here to assist you and support you in that transition. So I talked a little bit about starting at the larger part of our portfolio, and why is that? And as we talk to customers around the world, certainly the right-hand side of this, improve the performance of the equipment that we provide you, to improve safety, to improve productivity, and without a doubt, that is key to our focus every day. We're very focused on uptime of the equipment and leveraging technology to make your operations work smoother. But in addition to that, we're starting to see emerging requirements in the area like safety and sustainability. And when you think about safety, that's everything from the safety of operating the equipment, removing people out of the equipment, so automation, making it easier to be able to produce and work across the mine site in a way that's safe, but also in leveraging technologies that allow our equipment to work without greenhouse gases. And I'm going to talk specifically about the journey that we're taking in that arena. And then certainly seeing the commodity requirements increasing, certainly with the advent of electric vehicles that we're starting to see proliferate the globe. But in addition to that, the need for data and energy that is used for data centers as AI and other technologies come to fruition, we definitely see the need for more mined minerals. And as a result of that, we want to be with you on that journey as we start to see a lot more mining companies begin to invest in new green fields as well as expand brown fields that are, going with lower and lower ore grades. And so more ore needs to be moved in order to extract the same amount of the commodity from the ground. And so leveraging technology and innovation in order to do that is something that we're very focused on.
What does it take to keep your site running 24/7? Most mines today run off of human decision-making, and it is possible to run an operation effectively and efficiently with experienced people and limited technology. Employees are trained to run and maintain equipment to achieve your site's goals. Experienced operators monitor and plan ahead, down to the cycle, for when it's time to fill up their fuel tanks. Maintenance crews know how to proactively plan for downtime, to perform required work or address service needs. Today, your mining operations are focused on driving more efficiency, achieving targeted production levels, managing the safety and well-being of your people, all while meeting market demands for the commodities you produce. But now, the energy transition is here, and your company is making commitments to a more sustainable future. Seasoned personnel are being asked to accomplish their same tasks and achieve their same KPIs using electric equipment they've never before experienced. In an electrified landscape, everything on site becomes more interdependent. Today, your team is refueling machines every 12 to 24 hours. Tomorrow, you'll be monitoring energy management down to the minute, determining the ideal time to recharge each machine. To be successful, the mine site of the future must operate as an integrated and well-orchestrated system. More than ever before, you need a solution that's capable of holistically managing and optimizing your operations and able to instantly adapt to changes. Fuel stations must be replaced with battery chargers and dynamic energy transfer solutions capable of delivering energy to your equipment without interrupting production. From using energy to travel to the truck's assigned load zone, navigating through the mine, and charging your machines as they travel uphill, watching the battery drain and refill in real time, dumping a load, and then making a stop at a stationary charger for a quick charge versus sitting in a queue at the shovel. This is the smart mine site of the future, a cohesive site management system that can be customized to meet your needs. Together, with you, we can develop an integrated system that will help propel your operations into the future. One that includes fleet management, autonomy, energy transfer, and energy storage solutions. At Caterpillar, we are ready for the challenges and opportunities of the energy transition. And we are ready to work together with you to build a better, more sustainable world.
So that video gives you a feel for the ecosystem that we are working to develop, but it's more than just developing a piece of equipment that goes onto the site of a future. And so I want to talk a little bit about the journey that we're taking in order to make that video that I just showed become a reality, because we are a little bit a ways away from the implementation of something that is that holistic today. Oops. So we began on the journey a while ago and decided that in order to develop the new technology that's going to be needed for mine sites in the future, that we're going to need to do it differently than we've ever done before. And in fact, we're going to need to start the product development process much earlier, and we're going to need to partner with customers because it's not really about delivering an electric mining truck that has a battery in it to the site. If the ecosystem is not there to support it and the mine site isn't ready to deliver, and accept it and have all the trained personnel and all of the new practices in place, then we're not going to be successful. And so we decided to do some development with customers and actually develop the product in the mine site itself. And so, as you see, the companies that are named here, we have strategic agreements with. And these strategic agreements are to develop basically the largest of the large mining trucks that we produce today, and do that in a zero emissions way, and place that on the site such that they can be delivered holistically across the site with technology as well. In some cases, you see companies up here like Albemarle and NMG that are actually mining companies that we're really doing a circular agreement with, and that we have offtake agreements to get their minerals for the batteries that we will be leveraging and producing for our machines. And then on the other end, we will be giving them or providing them zero emissions machines to actually mine that commodity with. And so the partnerships are very holistic. They're very, I would say, visionary from the perspective of looking to the future to be able to do this, but do this as a partner. So how are we going to produce zero emissions mining equipment for the future? Because today we have many, many years of development and refinement to allow mining equipment to be run 24/7 on a mine site. And the transition to a zero emissions mine is going to take a considerable change in not only how the equipment operates, but how the mine site itself operates across the site. What we decided to do was to change the product development process and start early. So we wanted to first demonstrate that we could produce and be able to actually make the equipment work with the technology. So you see here in 2022, a prototype was delivered. And that was delivered at our Tucson Proving Grounds in the US. And we brought in the customers that we are partnering with to be able to demonstrate that the technology could work. It really was about just technically, could we actually operate fully loaded up a 10% grade and ensure that we could deliver key KPIs or key metrics for every one of the technical requirements for the machine. And we were able to do that in 2022. We're now in 2024, and we're in process of developing 7 early learner large mining trucks. All of these large mining trucks are 793, 240-ton machines, and they will ship out to various sites around the world. And they will be, actually the first one just shipped, and is going to the BHP mine Jimblebar in Western Australia. But the rest of the machines are in production today at the Tucson Proving Grounds and will be shipping out over the next 6 months. So those early learners will go to customer sites. They will be integrated into the operations, and we're going to see how they perform. But it's not just about one machine performing at the site. We need to see how they are orchestrated together with a fleet. So in 2025, we'll begin to send multiple units, up to 7 to 10 units, to those same sites so that we can see how the machines work in conjunction with one another, because it is how they are orchestrated across the site. In addition to the machines, we're also sending the charging technology, which will be a combination of dynamic and static energy transfer mechanisms, which will be leveraged. So it's a very interesting journey where we're actually doing product development, and we're going to learn a lot while we place these units on the site. The intention is that we will go into production beginning in 2027. So when you think about that, that's not that long from now, 3 to 4 short years that we will be in the development process, refining our designs, and then being ready for production by the 2027 timeframe. We are starting with the largest of our large mining trucks, the 793. We're also doing the 794, 796, 798. We're actually moving then to the opposite end of the truck portfolio and going with a 775 and a 777. So we'll have a full range of battery electric solutions which can be leveraged with both static and dynamic energy transfer. So super excited about the journey and the learning that we're going to be doing. Now this timeline kind of talks a little, and I'll go very quickly through this because I know we're running short on time. Just really talking about the condensing of the development cycle and really how we're thinking of the learning and the partnership that we're doing with various mining companies. So we launched the Early Learner Program in 2021. The first large mining truck was demonstrated in our proving grounds in 2022. We also created something called Pathways to Sustainability in 2023, and I'm going to talk about that in the next slide. But it really gives an opportunity to partner with more than just the 7 or 8 companies that we're partnering with today to be able to bring everyone in the industry along on the journey. So I'll speak to that in the next slide. As I indicated, though, here in 2024, we're already shipping our first battery electric trucks. And I'm super excited to see how they do on the mine sites across the world. We intentionally chose to place them in various locations around the world. So while we have our first one going to Australia, we have some going to Canada, we have others going to the US, we have some going to South America. So we have various sites across the world to make sure that we're able to hit all of the corner cases, long haul, deep pit, high altitude, all of the and cold weather, all of the rigors of the environment, various environments that this equipment needs to operate in. So again, we're learning, we're gonna refine our designs, and we're going to grow. What are we doing to make sure that we bring all mining companies along on the journey and are able to really see how we're developing and how we're thinking of the development as we move forward? We developed a new program called Pathways to Sustainability, and it provides an opportunity, and many of you in this room are at the corporate level involved with this Pathways program. But it's a 4-year program that has basically a signed agreement between Caterpillar and the mining company to really partner with you along on the journey in a way that maybe you're not getting an early learner unit, but we're all learning together as we go through the validation process, and that we look specifically at the concern from your company's perspective on what would it take to move forward on the mining journey with you in an electrified zero emissions mine of the future. So it's a 4-year process where we meet on a regular basis. We do simulations at one of your mines to see what would it take to transform that particular mine to a mine site of the future. And it really allows holistic learning as we get all of the companies together in a similar forum to this, but through dedicated workshops to be able to learn along the way. Now, I will tell you that I know for sure that we're going to have issues, and that 2027 date may be aggressive. But we do know from what we've learned so far that this is something that can and will happen for the future. And we know that together, between the dealer, Caterpillar, and certainly you as miners, that we can achieve the targets that we're looking to achieve if we do it in a holistic way. We also recognize that it's more than a challenge of us having equipment and technology ready for you, that having that mine site ready with renewable energy, with an ability to be able to transfer that energy across the site is going to probably be a bigger challenge than having the equipment that's available to put in it. And so as we partner with you on the journey, we see that we'll make adjustments along the way, and we're certainly looking forward to doing that with you. So I just wanted to wrap up by saying that certainly this is an exciting time for the mining industry. We all recognize that we play a very key role in ensuring that sustainability is something that we are not only providing as an output of the mining process, but that it's also an input, and that we're very mindful of the fact that collectively we're going to have to do things a lot different. never in my career, and I've worked for 22 years in the auto industry before joining Caterpillar, and now have worked for Caterpillar for 13 years, have I seen the amount of change, transition, technology, and innovation that I'm seeing today. And it's an exciting time. Our engineers at Caterpillar are so excited to be a part of the change that's taking place across the world. And while the first movers may not be in the continent of Africa, without a doubt, I know that we're going to see this technology move into Africa, into various countries, and we're already starting to partner with some of you in order to make that happen as a reality for the future. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the conversation, and I look forward to talking with you more as we move through the journey. Thank you.